So I've been sitting with this idea of obedience, and it's not the version that I was raised with, but it's something that has become softer and deeper and even more honest and definitely more freeing. I remember, growing up, obedience meant you're done, you do what you're told, right? You stay in line, you're quiet, you don't ask too many questions, and you're the good girl. You perform well and you please others, and you just don't take up too much space. And that idea, those learnings of obedience followed me into multiple roles, from my classroom days into leadership, into boardrooms, into personal life. And I'm learning that as a Black woman, we are taught early on that obedience is a survival skill. And that if we follow the rules and we keep our heads down and give more than we take, maybe we'll be safe. Maybe we'll be respected. Maybe we'll be chosen. But it's a new day. And I have come to this realization that that version of obedience is just, for me, it's perfection in disguise. It's about performance and it's about pressure and it's about pretending. And let me tell you, it is exhausting. So this month in particular, I have been unlearning all of that. This month, for me, obedience started to look like alignment and not urgency. It looked like me slowing down instead of rushing. It sounded like my own voice and not the echoes of everyone else's society, culture, family, not their expectations. And it feels like peace, even when things get scary. So, specifically, this month, I've been working on this vision that God gave me to just create something special for the beautiful humans in education that I have been supporting as they transition from their careers, their past careers, into the teaching field to become new teachers. And I wanted to create a space for them where they can come and ask the questions that they don't get to ask in class, where they can come and breathe, where they can come and reflect, and they could come and they could just be. It's a place that I actually needed when I was in their shoes, but I didn't have it, didn't exist. And I don't think it does still. But I have created that place and I took action and I launched Cultivate. So let me tell you, this whole process, this whole month, I have hesitated. I had every reason, told myself every reason not to do it. Sure, it was last minute, right? I didn't have all the pieces in place. And then I also heard from the very old, yet still present voice of self doubt and perfectionism. And they definitely tried to get loud with me, right? I questioned myself. I asked myself if I thought I know who am I to think that I can do this? Who am I to think that people will come to this? It's not perfect. It needs to be perfect first. I need to have all these little boxes checked off. I need more time to put it together. So all of those questions tried to stop me in my tracks from moving forward and taking the step to launch this. But instead of freezing, which is what normally happens, I decided to do something different and I said yes. And I didn't say a loud, polished yes. I said a quiet yes, and it was a shaky yes, but it was a real yes. And Cultivate has been launched and it exists, and it's a beautiful space. And I did it in a week's notice, sweaty palms and all, because I've learned that sometimes obedience is not about being sure, it's about being willing. It's that small act that I took the action. And it reminded me that obedience, we don't have to know the whole plan to take that next faithful step, which turns into that big leap. So if you're like me and you're navigating life and leadership and teaching and legacy, and you're carrying that weight of perfectionism as well as others, I want to invite you to pause and ask, what does obedience look like for you now? And what small yes are you being called to honor, even if it is a slow and scary yes, like mine was? And this is really the kind of reflection that's going down in Cultivate. And I want you to be part of that conversation with me and with us. So if this video spoke to you in some way, let me know. Share what obedience has meant to you and what it's becoming.